Yeah, bridging the gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift. Just listen every word that she speaks. Setting trends with hashtags for every day of the week. Hashtag motivational Mondays.
All right. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, and welcome to another episode of Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap, our live podcast show here. And this is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and everything in between while we bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on sex love, sex language, and sex attitude, along with spiritual uplifting. And today it's going to be kind of fun. So I know you guys are looking, my little attire here. I just want to be very honest because it has been hot as hell. Hot as hell this week. Literally. I mean, just all around the country. It's been a heat wave. I don't know if everything in the Bible is about to come true, but it's been hot.
Preach.
Hot. So I am sitting here in the damn swimsuit. It is the summertime. It is officially summertime. And I'm going to forewarn y'all right now. I know some of y'all won't mind. But guess what? Sister Girl will be in swimsuits every Thursday for now on throughout this hot ass summer. And I know y'all don't mind. Yeah, I know. And if I stand up, we might get flagged.
Don't do it.
We might get flagged. But thank you all for being here tonight. Tonight, the topic that we're going to hit is kind of hit. It does. It ain't kind of nothing. It hits home for me. And it's this question that I get. Well, actually, it's a comment that I get all the time. It say, ain't you too old to be doing that? Or ain't you too old to be wearing that? Or ain't you too old to be acting like that? Or ain't you too old to be looking like that? So my thing is that does sexy have an expiration date to it? So we're going to talk about that. We going to talk about that. You ready to talk about that, Mike?
Let's do it.
All right, so look. So, it took me a long time to kind of embrace my age, because being in the industry, especially being so active in the industry that I was, I've been in the entertainment business for over 30 years. Over 30 years. Not in the adult industry, but through entertainment business complete. From modeling to acting to a recording artist to an adult, entertainer, an adult star, and now a radio host, podcast. So I've been in front of the camera, in the forefront for most of my life, period. So when you age, it seems to you will lose jobs. You understand what I'm saying? So honestly, when I first got into the industry, well, let me say this. When I started really actively in the industry, because I started off in pageantry. And I don't think a lot of people know that I started out like at 15, 16 years old doing the pageant, kind of thing like that. And I didn't make it there and that'd be in my book, so y'all got to watch that. But I was actually, raising money to compete for Miss Black USA. Miss Black Illinois first. That was the first one. So you go like to different, titles for that. But y'all have to read about that. But then from there, and then I went to modeling. And then I went to singing. And then I went to acting. And then I went back to modeling. Wow. Then I went back to acting. And then I went to adult acting. You know what I'm saying? Produce and all of those things. But in between the time, I had to lie about my age. So I used to always make myself 10 years younger than what I was.
Okay.
Literally 10 years younger than, and I did look it. I did look it, but I had to do that. And for all of those years, it made me feel very, how can you say? I want to say, insecure about getting older. You know what I'm saying? So it made me very cautious of how I will look once I get a certain age. You understand what I'm saying? I was blessed to have my mom and my aunties, as they got older and they were in their 40s and their 50s, they still look very young. You know what I'm saying? And I was like hoping and praying that I get those genes as well as them, that I don't have to do any, constructive, reconstruction or anything on my face, which I've been blessed that I haven't been able, to do that
Right.
but still, it took me all the way up. I didn't start embracing my age until probably about 4 years ago.
Wow.
4 years ago, what I always say is I'm forever 21.
Okay.
I always say I'm forever 21. And the problem is because society, especially women, society makes women believe that once you become a certain age, that you are no longer attractive, that you are no longer sexy, that once you get a certain age, that you're supposed to look like ABC, you know what I'm saying? And then you're supposed to act like DEF and be at home with GHI. You understand what I'm saying? So once they start to put you in this mold, and this is from society standards, from both white culture, black culture, from whatever culture that it is, that is always when it comes to women.
Right.
Well, what I came up with this topic this week was because I have, I post pictures all the time, because again, this is my bread and butter, my face, my body. This is what it is. And I become to embrace what my true age is. Not only have I embraced it, because I understand that I am blessed to be here at this age and hope that I can make it to my birthday. You know what I'm saying? In October, for I can be that big 5-0. You understand what I'm saying? So now I am embracing it and I am living it in my whole entirety, unapologetically sexy all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in that instance, I had put up a picture, and it was a sexy picture. I ain't being arrogant or conceited, no, but it was. It was a very, very sexy picture. And the guy, he said, he said, and I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. I will try to find it on my Twitter page, but I ain't got no time to do that. But what he said was, basically, I'm just going to summarize it for you guys. What he said was that, I wish that more women would embrace their sexuality in their sexual being as you do. And then I said, well, you know what? The reason why that don't happen is because society force women to become, to shut them down. Mm-hmm. That it's not comfortable for them to be, sexual in that manner. But what I do see now is that you see more women embracing their sexuality in those things. Maybe you see them all on Facebook and, especially Instagram and, on Twitter, you do see them. And I'm not even talking about the sex workers or the adult entertainment. I'm talking about regular women, women that works 9 to 5, mothers, all of it. And when I see some of these, what we call cougars, these cougars, these 40 and older, 50 and older women, they look, they banging. Mm-hmm. And when I say they banging and they owning it, and I love it. But then my question is does sexy really have an expiration date to you? And people say, well, no, because look at you. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's me. Honestly, it's a part of my job. But I ain't gonna lie, I've always kept it sexy. Wow. I've always kept it sexy. But to everyday women, and they wanted to put on a mini skirt, or they wanted to wear, a 2-piece bikini or whatever it is, why couldn't they just be sexy? Why couldn't y'all just allow them and say, baby girl, go do your thing? Help boost their confidence instead of breaking them down and saying, why your old ass wearing that? You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that make women, that makes them very, It really does. And so I wanted to go, to my lovely fans from Instagram and Twitter, and they always have a nice little comeback from me. They always be very informative in some of their answers. Some we got some that be, but that's their opinion. And so we will have quite a few social connection questions, for us today, so we can share, with it. But for me, I don't think sexy has an expiration date. And even me, like my mom right now, she turned 71 just last week. And I tease her about, girl, you need to own your sexy. Because when I'm 75, 80 years old, I'm still going to be wearing me a little polka dot bikini. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if my boobie's going to be sagging and my booty going to be big, but guess what? I'm going to be walking and strutting in that two-piece bikini in that polka dot. And it ain't for the men. It's for myself. It was something that I always used to say, is that when I look in the mirror and I don't turn myself on, it ain't about nobody else, but it's about if I turn myself on, then okay, I need to go back to the board. You understand what I'm saying? I need to change something around, meaning in clothes wise, or take off less makeup or whatever like that. You understand what I'm saying? So for that, I'm like, women. All right, this is for and I'm sorry because I don't know how old a lot of my babies in here are, especially my women. I love y'all women in here. I said, but you know what? You 40 plus women. You 40, let me say 45. Let me say 45 because 40, you still a little, you still a little young. But for you 45 and older women, baby, do you embrace all of that sexiness. Put it out there. You understand what I'm saying? Put it out there and be comfortable in it. You know what I mean? Be comfortable in it. I've been talking so long, I did not introduce Dog Pound Microwave. What's going on, baby?
What's happening? You just went on one of your rants.
I know. I just took a whole good 12 minutes of our time right here in the beginning of the show and just was talking. Because you know what? Because this hit home. It took so many years for me to be able to truly embrace my age. I always embraced my sexuality, but as always was my last component was my age. My truth.
Can't get around them numbers.
Can't get around them numbers. So when they say age ain't nothing but a number, I don't know.
You ain't got to get around them age numbers. As long as them other numbers hidden. 36, 24, 36. Them the numbers there.
Well, I ain't there either. I'm like 36, 38, 52.
Well, 52 is the new 36. You know that anyway. You gotta have some ass.
Well, I got them childbearing hips right here. Like, bam. Like there is no, like all of this is honestly real, and I get it from my mama. If you saw my aunties, you know that's where I get it from for both sides of my family. So all of that is natural down there. Like every bit of it.
They need to redo that brick house song. They need to put
They sure do. Because when you look at it, because I swear, I swear, when I hear it, I do the measurement. I say, hold on. She ain't no brick house. Like, what is that? What's say the measurements again for it? Say it. What is it?
36, 24, 36. Oh, that's a winning hand. No, but yeah, they need to we need to call the elements stuff. They need to redo that.
Right. We do. We need to call the elements and have them redo that song all over again. And we need to get a new brick house because actually these women that's on this IG right now, these girls, these women, ain't no way their asses. Ooh. Yep. Okay. Well, see, I'm trying to curb my curses because I don't know if y'all know. Like I always keep it sexy, but I do have a trucker mouth. I've always had a truck. I'm telling you, I've always had a trucker mouth, and I had to. I came from the south side of Chicago, and so I had to be very aggressive when it came to certain people, meaning boys. Like I used to be very competitive with them. I am a black feminist. I think I've always been that way. Yeah. But see now going on a tangent right now.
Can we get back talking about that ass again?
Wait, we won't have it no male bashing scenario, no situation right here, right now, boy. But that's what we're talking about. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna continue this conversation. All right. All right. This is your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast, and we'll be right back. All right. So that's Nyomi Talks there. Like I spent a lot of time on this. All right. So my number one, I read it before, and it's the Mind. And this is a new one for me. It's like one when I was doing the research on it, and actually when I did my class on this, I actually got a 96 out of this class. But I saw with licorice, and I love licorice. I really do. And that bind the vine is something that I thought that would be pretty cool, like wrapping the licorice around your mate's penis and eating it off or sucking it off or something like that. That's my number one food game with this. So, my number two.
All right, if you want to hear more of Nyomi's top tips, make sure you tune in every week, every Thursday at Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap on podcast, YouTube Live, and every streaming network. Keep it sexy.
All right, we are back. This is your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. I'm with my co-host, my guy, my dude. What's going on, Dog Pound Mike?
You got it.
All right, so what you guys just heard right there, that is Nyomi's topics that I pick tops that I have that I figure for me, advice that I can give, what I, think on some shows. So make sure those that come from old shows right there. So make sure if you first time here, go check some of them shows out. They're streaming on iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or on Google. You know what they is. But go over there, stream it, as well as you can see the live version here on YouTube, and you can check it out there, all right? All right, so before the break, we were talking about, our topic was, does sexy have an expiration date?
Not at all.
So let me ask you, Mike, what's the oldest woman that you've ever dated? So let me go like this. What's the youngest and what's the oldest woman that you dated? Then I want to ask you, what was the pros and cons of them?
Okay. Well, when I was younger, 18, 19, I dated a few older women.
Like how old?
They was, I was 18, 19, they was 34, 35,
Oh!
So
You was mannish.
Oh, yeah.
You were mannish.
That's what they wanted.
Oh, you were, what I'm going to do with how old were you, 19?
Yeah.
You were mannish.
Well, so I was sexy.
Oh, okay.
See, and that's another thing.
Okay.
For all my fellas out there, when you talk about do sexy that goes for men too.
Yes, exactly. You're extremely right. It goes for men as well.
So but now that I'm older, I think, I think it's different for men and women, because I think a lot of men can date younger women, a lot older women, maybe even 20, 25 years older than them, but it's about the maturity of that woman. Because we know, and this is my opinion, that women are much more mature than men. So if you can find somebody that you can conversate with, vibe with, 9, 10 year, or even a 20-year-old difference in their relationship could be fine, as long as you have legal age, of course.
Right. So you at 19, they at 30.
30 plus, yeah.
30 plus?
Yeah.
So that's damn near 20-year difference.
Right.
So that's your mama.
It wasn't my mama, but
you understand what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, they was somebody mama. They was somebody mama.
Okay. But go ahead, my fault. My apologies. Keep going with us there.
I was in my learning stages. But something, just what you talking about is, and a woman once told me, she said that, I'm getting older. You're a young guy. She said, and I know as I get older, if I want what I want, younger guys, that's what she attracted to. So in that stage, they was keeping their sexy on, you know, because they were sexy.
Mm-hmm.
They was older than me, and I was attracted to them. They were sexy older women to me, you know. So that's what I did.
What
No.
you say, Charmaine? Charmaine said he robbing the cradle. They,
Hey.
you think?
Hey, Charmaine, Jeff Scott 1920 don't mean I can't have no breast milk.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
I hear you, Mark. Dating somebody younger keep you younger too.
Hey, I guess So let me say the youngest that I've ever dated was probably about two or 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
You know, 2 or 3 years younger than me, and yeah, it was okay. You know, and I had to pause because it was cool because he was a good guy, but I did see some immaturity in that. You understand what I'm saying? And it could be the situation too that it was, but then the oldest person that I ever dated was probably like 6 or 7 years older than me.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, I always stayed in between there. But then I ain't gonna lie, I had some real nice sugar daddies before. I'm gonna keep it honest. I had some real nice sugar daddies. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, they were like, but they were sugar daddies. I wasn't trying to. No, I just wanted their money. You understand? I'm just being honest.
Okay. Okay, Anna Nicole.
Hey, that is what it was then. That's what it was. Like it was a sugar daddy moment. You understand what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that.
But the funny thing is that they always thought that I was 10 years younger than what I was.
Okay.
So at I'm actually 30 something years old, and they like 50 or whatever, and they like a 40 something or 50. They thinking I'm like 20 something years old, and they like, oh, I'm young. And I'm like, oh no, we probably was in junior high together.
You ain't doing that much cradle robbing.
Right. So, but me, that's how it was for me. So now I have tons of emails or DMs that, I have younger guys that always ask me, would you date a younger guy? Mm-hmm. And, man, I don't know. I when I say that I am so honest with that is because who in my life, they have to be very special. They have to have a maturity to them. You understand what I'm saying? They have to be sure with themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a thing. So I don't date anybody. I have somebody special in my life that understands me and understands the assignment of dealing with me. You understand what I'm saying? So even like, I used to always say I want a boy toy. I don't know. Now, if you would have, if I was saying this, and I probably did on my old radio shows, probably years ago, that I wouldn't mind having a boy toy. But I think right now, I don't want y'all too messy. I found out that younger men, and I apologize to all of y'all out there, but I'm just speaking truth, that some of these men out here, these younger boys out here are messy, and so are the older ones.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Though. Okay. In that statement, understand though, would you let the age be like a note to the age right away before you get to know the person?
You know what? And that's man, that is probably one of my faults. Like,
I mean, you older. If you meet a 35-year-old tenor and he come correct, maturity and this and that, I mean, any woman out here, you or anybody listening, would you let the time for it to, you meet this person, you talking, and something is there, or will you automatically like, oh, you 34, friend zone forever? Yeah,
because honestly, I have a daughter that's 30 years old. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? So my daughter at 30, you like you could be dating my daughter. We ain't about to reenact no damn porn scene. You understand what I'm saying?
So,
that's not in my real life. That is what I did on camera. That's not my real life.
So
you understand what I'm saying?
If he that good, you just doing matchmaker then. I got somebody for you.
I don't even think I would do that.
Okay.
Because you were initially attracted to me in that manner,
right.
and I wouldn't want that for my daughter.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I wouldn't want that, knowing that he was attracted to me first and not her.
Okay.
So no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't match that up. I don't do matchmaking no more. I had some situations with that before. Even though I'm a pretty good goddamn matchmaker, the people on the other end, they don't understand, the advice that I be giving them. You understand what I'm saying?
They understand the assignment. Huh?
No, they don't. No, they don't. So let me say something. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna go off, but I'm gonna go off a little bit off the little railing areas. I have people in my life, and I love y'all dearly. But they will come and they will tell me, people tell me things. You understand? And they tell me exactly who they are looking for in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They tell me exactly what they're looking for in a relationship. Then they get with somebody that is the total opposite of what they said they were looking for in a relationship. Okay? So then I'd be like, okay, but that ain't who I try to hook you up with in the first. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So in that case, they like, we don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. I do, because guess what? I hear what you said, and I heard what they said, and that don't coincide. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that don't
match up.
It don't match up. It don't. It don't match up.
Yeah. Hey, I feel you. They out there repping.
But yes, with the representative.
Right,
and I don't try to blow nobody. Blow up nobody's spot. I don't. But when those individuals come to me and they say something, I say, well, just know that enjoy this while it is. But if they are showing you things, then you probably should, take heed in those things.
Exactly.
Now, my advice comes when people email me, and I will speak to them then. My family, I no longer give them advice.
Okay.
If I get a message for them, I give it to them. But otherwise, really kind of no, because they don't listen to me anyway. And I'm sounding like I know it all. And I don't. But I know most.
But you know what you know.
Right, I know what I know.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I feel you.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. All right, so I had posed a couple of questions, and not yet. So I did ask you about the oldest. Now, what's the youngest that you've dated? So you told me about okay, so let me go back. Let me go back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you learn from that older relationship with those women?
To be honest, what I learned from is that women want what they want, and in that situation, they was older than me, they was beautiful, they was sexy. They gonna get what they get. They gonna get what they want, So things that I learned things sexually. I learned things, about women. The main thing I learned about women is just that. If they want something, they have ways to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So in me getting older, and I dated younger women, I brought that same mentality. Like, okay, most women can get exactly what they want.
Right.
Whether it's sex, money, or relationship, love, whatever, they can get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing we got to think about in relationships with men and women, and I guess every relationship you look at is there's always somebody out there for somebody. So as far as dating other women, for me, it's all what you looking for in that person. Now I say the age with me, I think the biggest age gap for me ever was probably what, 7-8 years.
Okay.
Younger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I ain't out there robbing no cradles,
Oh, you was just being robbed in the cradle,
Hey,
like from there.
that's how I got in that life. I was in that life.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a quick break because I'm kind of sweating a little bit right now. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the comments. We're gonna hit some of the comments, and then we're gonna do social connection after that. But right now, this is your girl D Goddess Nyomi Banks here at Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap with Dog Pound Mike. We'll be right back. We became really, really good friends. And when I say really, really good friends, like she's been through with me through my first marriage, through the birth of my kids. You know, she like been there with everything as well as I had. But we had a breakdown. We had a breakdown in communication, in all of those things. And let me tell you, the breakdown came down is that where she had found out that she was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I remember, and every time she would call me or I would call her, I would speak with her and have very ups and encouraging words. But this one year, my grandmother had passed out of the blue, and I no longer had any. And at that moment, I felt like, where are my encouraging words for me? And I'm just gonna be honest. And I kind of like distanced from her because I felt she was draining my energy. And I don't think she was. I think what it was is that at that time, we needed each other and did not know how to help each other in that need.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
It is Ask Nyomi letter time. This is where my viewers will write in to me and I will give them my advice. And I will open up for you listeners too if you guys have any advice on this one. But this is a really good one. He said, I'm a big fan of your work and blog. I was wondering if it's possible to get out of the friend zone with someone you might be interested in. He said, keep up the good work. If you're ever in New York after the pandemic is over, I would love the opportunity to meet you. And we just going to say Jay from NYC. That's what we're going to say.
If you got any love, sex, or relationship advice that you need, you can email us at info@asknyomi.com. Also, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share, comment, all of those good things. I want you to keep it simple.
Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. All right, welcome back. This is your girl, D Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. But tonight we're talking about, does sexy has an expiration date? I am here with the boy Dog Pound Mike. Mike, what's going on, baby?
It's all good. All right,
so how you feel on this topic tonight?
You know, I feel good on this topic. You know, I mean, yeah, if I go out there and some young tenderonis out there want to talk to the Dog Pound, you know,
you gonna bark, roof.
Oh, hey. In a private chat.
I hear that. I hear that. All right, so I said before the break, I said that we was gonna go to the comments. I want to say hey to all of you out there. I see you, Joseph, Jeffrey, Yoshi, Charmaine, Carl, Nicole, baby, how you doing? I saw LeMay. I'm hoping I'm saying your name, Amaya or something. I'm sorry, baby. T. Brown, Joseph, Pop Star, Mark. I see y'all out there. So what I want to do is I want to go to your comments in a minute, just show you a little love. I thank you for coming out every week to support us here live on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. And let me tell you something, what I was getting ready to say. I'm going to be very honest. Chocolate Radio was getting ready to roll off of my tongue real fast.
That's throwback.
It was about to roll off my tongue really, really fast. But I want to thank all of you that's out here that come and show love to us every week. Like I said before, and I would say it again, that you are my co-host here. I love that you guys are very interactive in these comments. It makes our show so much more fun. You understand? And it's genuine. feelings. When I thought about doing Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap, it was more for us to be connected, or us to understand and be able to communicate and build relationships amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that we can come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different colors or whatever, but we can still agree to disagree and respect each other's voices. You understand what I'm saying? So, as well as is that we do a self-love and growing, because relationships start with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have no relationship with nobody if you don't have a strong relationship with yourself.
There you go.
Okay, y'all hear me out there? Y'all hear me out there?
Great.
I'm going to say it one more time. You cannot have a relationship with anyone unless you have a strong relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go on back to this sexy, this sexy topic that we're talking about. All right, so for me, I embrace my sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said before, for all of those women and men to own your sexy. Sometimes I see big, tall, just big teddy bear, and they just own their sexy, and I love to see that. I love to see that out of everybody. You understand what I'm saying? It was somebody that said, and I love, he said, sexy is a mindset. It's how you feel about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It's about how you feel about yourself. On that one, excuse me, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I do. I think I just wanted to just bring awareness is that we have to stop talking down on people because it's not what you think what somebody else should be doing at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, at that time. All right, so we're going to go to the comments right now. Again, where we going?
Let's go, Mark, right here.
Hey, Mark, baby. All right, he said, so my ex-girlfriend was older, but I was sexually too much for her. Now my girlfriend, who was younger, we are more on the same level. So, and I want to be honest when I ask this, too. Is it about her age? Because what I read, and I'm speaking for really, I've always had a very high sex drive. But once I got older, I have a high sex drive. And what I read and what I studied is that women, when they get a certain age, that sex drive is even more, heightened as they get older. You know what I'm saying? So for you, Mark, was it truly the age, or was it the person? Was that the only woman that you dated that was older? Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it could be the age, or could it be the woman, the person?
That's a good question. And, I think it is the person, because younger, older, it's all about, like you said, it's all about their sex drive, and it's all about that attraction y'all have together, two people have together, So.
Okay. So we have any more comments? I see you strolling down there, Dog Pound Mike.
I'm looking at some questions. This is Mark saying his girlfriend is 40 and.
Okay, he says his girlfriend is now 40 and I'm 50, so that's the 10 years. And we are almost 14 years together now. Wait, Mark, are you the same Mark that's dating that's dating a sex worker?
Okay, we can get back from Mark.
Is that the same? Are you the same Mark? And it's like a downtown, because yes, I have this Mark, and actually we've been going back and forth in emails for quite some time, and even on Instagram, he's always comment and response, and especially when I had did the show on Porn Stars Need Love Too, and he was very open about dating, and I want to make sure this is the same Mark. He was very open about him having a relationship with someone that was in the adult industry, and that he was good with it. That they had, for him, that it was a good relationship. So I'm wondering if this is the same Mark that that is speaking to us today.
Okay.
They're speaking to us today.
Well, we're gonna go to Yoshi Cooks because she said her biggest difference was 30 years.
30 years for you. Is that 30 years? 30 years him older than you? And I'm guessing that because I thought I had saw her say she preferred for that person to be older.
Okay, so maybe it's 30 years older.
Yeah, I think that's what she said. Yeah, that she preferred for that person to be older.
Mm.
But we can be confused. Go to Nicole for me for a second.
Here we go.
All right, Nicole said, I feel like sexy has more to do with how an individual perception of it, like how you choose to see it. Like it never does expire, but society does place limitations on people as we age. They sure do. And I guess that is my thing. That's what I wanted to bring light of, is that we have to stop limiting, people in their ability to grow. Because let me say this. Mm-hmm. Because as you get older, especially women, and you go through these things, sometimes our sexual peaks happen at a later time. So if you bound a woman to not be able to address all of that, it gets, something happens to that woman's spirit. Mm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Something happens to that woman's spirit, and that's what I feel, because women are not taught to embrace their sexuality as a whole anyway. Mm. You know what I mean? Really, and even what we look at right now is, okay, so I'm about to go somewhere with it. Back in the day, women were never allowed to live their life, and it always was controlled by a male, mm-hmm. a male. And so now that we come into the time or now that women are becoming, as they say, modern women, to where they are becoming into their own and knowing what their true power is. And sometimes that makes people afraid of certain things and certain people. You understand what I'm saying?
I definitely understand what you're saying.
And so I think even that their power is, and it does come from a sexuality, spirituality type of feel, because I do feel that it's a mesh to both of them. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? It's a mesh to both of them, and them being able to be sensitive and have empathy, and I think that's what makes them more powerful. And when someone sees that and knows that, they want to kind of bring them down. So how do we bring them down? Is we shatter their whole vision of who they feel that they are on the outside, and we shut that down, so then we tear down their inside and their souls. Mm.
I understand what you're saying. I totally understand. But sometimes I do see and I guess this was social media, because now everybody got a way to post and speak and say things. So you see a lot of videos and a lot of post up with women, and they embracing their sexuality, they're embracing their age, they're embracing everything, and they put it out there.
Yeah.
And with anything, you're gonna have backlash. You're gonna have haters with anything. But I think it is more of an opportunity for not only women, for men too, to put things out there, who they are, what they're about, what they feel. Can wear what they want to wear. And if they, like you said before, it's all about the individual feeling what they feel about themselves. And that goes back to what you say every week about self-love.
Right. You're exactly right. And so I want to, because I don't want to leave the men out, because as men get older, you understand what I'm saying? I see some men are sexy, but I think at a certain age, I think some men get very subconscious of themselves.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain things that are not, that they can't perform in a way that might be, pleasing to another woman. And that's one thing that I would love to do. I would love to do a live show with guests on with older men, single men, that's dating, and how is their sex life. I mean, I would love for men to be very honest about, their highs and lows of dating, of their sexual experience when it comes to women as they get older.
I can tell you that right
You
now.
can.
Dog pound, when I was in my 20s, I was like a pit bull trying to go get on it. Hump, hump, hump.
What kind of dog are you now?
I'm like a damn golden retriever. I will lay in the corner and chill. Shit. Throw some food in my bucket. I'm good.
You in these metaphors is killing me.
Dog pound lost a little bones, you know.
Oh my God.
Roof.
Wait, that roof was a little bit kind of weak over there. It wasn't even no bass in that. You want me to help me out? Say, roof.
See?
Yeah.
That's that independence over there. But that is good. That's a good one. That's a good one because and getting older for men and probably for women too is if you lose some of that. It does bring your confidence down. It brings a lot of things down of who you are. That's why for men and women, you have to go back to that self-love thing that I know who I am. I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I can do.
Right.
Because everybody loses a step as you get older.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I lost a few steps. Truly, I lost a few steps. I be still trying to get it, but it's like, okay, that one little strut, it kind of drags a little bit more. So I try to, put a more of a hip in it to kind of camouflage that.
See? I know how to work it. At least you know how to work it.
Man, for real, because you got to know where your strengths are at. Really. My strengths is, my face, my smile, I give a look, here and there. But when we go down further, then it's something else going on over there, depending on what day it is. Like, seriously, depending on what day it is. When you get older, your body tends not to want to cooperate with you on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. Every day is different. There's not a new day. And that's something that I wish my mom and my aunties and my daddy, I wish they would have told me that as you get older, that your body starts to have a counter reaction to you.
Exactly.
So when you feel a type of way or certain, I got this joke and I tell my good girlfriends this all the time. It's like I look in the mirror before I leave out the door and I be like, damn, she look good. She fine. I look thin. Like whatever. As soon as I get outside and I go past a window, say I'm in the car and I get out of the store and I go past a window and I'm looking like, who is that? Like it's not like who is that? Woman thick as hell, like who is that? And I have to go back and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's me. So then when I get back home, I look in the mirror and it's a whole different, that ain't the same girl that was outside.
Well, you know how they make mirrors.
How they make mirrors?
They make mirrors for the house. They ain't gonna sell you no mirror that you can go take home, a full body mirror. They ain't gonna make you look good. That shit like the circus mirror.
At the house? No, I look good at home. Like I look good as hell at home. But then when I go outside of the home and I go past that reflection in those windows in that mirror, I'm like, wait, hold on. That ain't the same girl that I just left, a woman that I just left at the house 20 minutes ago.
Right, because they selling them full body mirrors for your house for you to look good. They slimming mirrors. Believe me, I don't look this. I look good in the mirror too. Shit, I look good in the mirror too. Shit, I walk past the window, I can't see my whole motherfucking body.
But on a serious, like for real. So even like when when y'all dating younger people, younger men or younger women, you older people, how do you feel when you take off your clothes?
Oh, you feel good. Because I'm turning the motherfucking lights off first. Oops. I'll turn the lights off. My thing is, as an older man, if you get to a point with a younger woman, and you get that point where something's finna happen, shit, you cut them lights off and you done did most of your work because the clothes finna come off. So now the thing is,
so you turning the lights off?
I'm turning the lights off and putting my head down. There you go, guys. turn the lights off and put your head down first.
I promise you, I really, this sounds so crazy when I think like, damn, I want to just be in these rooms with these older men and be like, okay.
Like, I hear you shopping at Teddy to turn off the lights.
Right. I wanna just be there and just like with a little flashlight.
You a perv.
I told you I'm a voyeur, so I want to watch that. I want to see her reaction. I want to see his reaction. I'm not gonna stand over y'all with a camera, but I'm gonna stand there looking because I want to see. You know, I want to see.
I hear you, Super Love. Super Love said some shit. Stay on. You know something, Super? I don't know when the last time I took my goddamn t-shirt off. Shit, you know. You know, Adele saw t-shirts and some pants on. Shit, I saw his t-shirts and some socks on.
So why you keeping the socks on? Why? Because you don't cut your toenails and it might scratch you?
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
I hear you, Super Love. Man. Yeah, we keep some shit on.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to take one more break. We're going to come back. We're going to do social connection. I'm about to say, we're going to do social connection. And then we're going to go back to the comments. You know, you guys have any questions, you know, prepare them now. So when we come back after this break, and we can do that, all right? All right, this your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. We're going to take a quick break and come back. Let's do it.
Flex up. Hey, flex up. I want to play for so long. I need to tell you. I want to Unless you talking numbers, we ain't speaking about the right things. Switch up on my nigga for a figure, that's not like me. Baddie with a body in the lobby, she like nice things. She used to know me then, she like me now, that's funny timing. Eyes been on that prize, I copped that cribbo for that timepiece. I'm trying to see the globe and sell out shows.
All right, make sure you guys tune in. I think that's every Friday and Saturday and Sunday to Dow House Radio, to where India Morel and her crew are over there doing some really, really good things. Like I said before, she started off at Block Talk Radio. Block Talk Radio, she was probably one of the first adult entertainment that had their own radio station, radio shows, where she had a number of different shows there. So she was doing some things over there. She's always been a trendsetter when it comes to the adult industry. So make sure y'all go over there and check that out. That's Dow House Radio with Miss India Morel and all of her little sexy crew over there. All right, guys, this is your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about love, sex, relationship, culture differences, and so much more, while teaching the world on sex, love, language, and attitude, while doing spiritual uplifting. But today we are talking about sexy. We're talking about sexy. Does sexy have an expiration date to it? You know? Me, I don't think so. I think, like I said, I'm going to be 70, 80 years old in my polka dot bikini. I was actually going to wear that today. I got like, wait, 1, 2, 3. I got 3 polka dot bikinis. I got one yellow one. Oh my God, it's so fly. I have not put it, I tried it on, but I have not. It's a Liz Claiborne. Ooh, it's so nice. And then I got one that's pink and white polka dots. And then I got it. Y'all gonna see it. Because I'm going to be wearing my swimsuits all. So I wore this one because, you know, they call me a cougar. I didn't like MILF.
Okay.
I didn't like the word MILF. And I don't know if I like cougar because I do the, you know, I'll take it. You know, I'll take the cougar. You know,
nothing wrong with some cougar.
You know, it feels a little bit more, you know, sexy and a little bit more, you know, with a little toughness in it, you know, because, you know, cougars can devour. You understand what I'm saying? You know, devour. You see that face?
That's that sexy shit.
Yeah, that's that sexy, you know, just devour. Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? All right, dog, what you want to say, baby, before we go to social connection? You got something to say?
Now we go social connection. You talking about cougars and shit, so we might as well connect socially.
All right, so let's go to social connection. so nice. All right, so look, I need to make that a little longer so I can get to my get to my things right here. Things right here. So one of the questions that I did ask was, what's your age limit to dating for from young to old? And I got a lot of interesting. So I had one guy, Mr. McPhail Anthony. Mr. McPhail Anthony, see, he was talking about this yesterday for so long. He kind of got a, I don't know what that was. But Mr. McPhail Anthony said 35 to 50.
Okay.
Yeah, he said 35 to 50. Yeah, he said 30. So, well, I guess I just made that cut, huh? Because I will be 50 in October, so I just made that cut. I guess I would want to know how old he is. That's what I want to. All right, so Mr. Chills O'Graham said, I can date 49 years like you. Okay, I actually got a lot of that. And yeah. And then I got, someone that said, and I wish I can find him right now, but he was saying that no more than 10 years older.
Yeah, okay.
No more than 10 years older. So he said between 5 or 10 years going up and down depending on how old they are. So he was like 35. And so it kind of like, tilts and go in, in there.
Okay.
And I know I said earlier that I tend not to want to date, anybody younger than me because they can be a little messy. But also just men period can be.
Right.
But my thing is that I promise you can't nobody deal with me. They can't. I am I'm a very matter of fact type of person, and I want what I want. I mean, that's what it is. But I'm very loving. I give you everything. I would, but I know what I want. And you understand what I'm saying? So I am it takes a special type of person to deal with me. Really.
Yeah, I see that.
Really. And I got some of my brother here and there, they be like, hell yeah, that's a piece of work there. And I understand it. I understand it. But what I feel very honored that, that I am. But I realized the other day, it was told to me that you understand that you are a sex symbol. And, people will, look at you in that sort. And I know y'all said, Nyomi, you never thought you was a sex symbol. No. Can I be honest? No, I didn't. So when I think of sex symbol, I think of like Pam Grier, Marilyn Monroe, like iconics like that, Anna Nicole Smith. You understand what I'm saying? Like women like that. So when I know that I've always said, always keep it sexy, to kind of have that, that's a part of my brand. That's what I was before I even got into the industry. I used to always wear heels. You would not catch me without no heels on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I've always carried myself as, because those were people that I looked at as idols. And I love how they embrace their sexy, with their, on how they carry themselves. And I've always loved that about them. I think that's what made me have that bi-curious, kind of infatuation with women, because women are sexy like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I like, how they had, bigger breasts and, some of the wafer, right. and they had the curves. And I was like, damn, like that is sexy, right. As hell, from that. So I never looked at myself as a sex symbol until it was told to me the other day to like, honey, you got to understand who you are and what and what people see you as. So every day I get an awakening of something. You understand what I'm saying? I learn something new every day. And I am so I'm so happy to be able to share it and to be very open with others. You know what I mean? Because if anything, we can become better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's about.
To become better.
That's what it's about.
All right, let's go to the second one. Older. All right, and so my boy AJMJ, he said pros is more mature, knows what she wants, less drama. Cons, not as tight body.
Not as tight body.
Yeah, so he said their body, as you get older, their body is not as tight as a younger person.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what he, you know,
Okay.
and I guess that's totally depend on who you're looking at, or who you're attracted to, or who you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in that matter. All right, I want to go to Mr. Heavy Metal Maltese. He says sexiness is an eye of the beholder. Even when those eyes are your own, when you should roll with your confidence and just enjoy life regardless of what anyone else may think. You know what, Heavy Metal Maltese, that is so true. But we have to be very honest.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be very honest because we do. I was just talking to Dog Pound Mike. I think it was yesterday when I was speaking on just having a presence on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And at times you can see that it'll be 100 people that, you know, say positive, you know, things, and it'd be one person that would say that negative. And for some reason, we go directly to the negative and we address it. And it's like, why do we do that? Mm-hmm. Why do we do that? You know, before I used to block it and why I used to block, you know, some of those negative comments or whatever like that is because I didn't want to people to bandwagon on it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they see that one comment on there, so then they jump, and it gives them a gateway, you know, to come in and say what you want to say.
Right.
But then I learned to, when I do respond, I respond in a way that, you know, like, you know, hey, baby, you know, you don't have to be over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I try to be, my reaction to them is try to be of a positive manner. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Just like a few weeks ago, was that young, whoever it was on here that was trolling. And I thought it was very disrespectful,
right.
And very cruel to come on a platform where there's nothing but positive and people doing, and you're speaking of negative things that really had nothing to do with what was going on. You understand what I'm saying? So, but for you, I understand that completely. That is something that we have to tell ourselves every day, is mm-hmm. truly not to care about what others say. But and I guess that comes with really that self-love. Yeah. And that's self-relationship. I think even now with social media, when I was growing up, we didn't have a social media.
Right.
You know, our peer pressure was just the people that surrounding the schools that we were in, mm-hmm. or the basketball or track team that we was at, or your neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, our social media was social.
Right, was literally social. Mm-hmm. You know, you absolutely correct. But what now, in times right now, we have a world, like a world where people, you know, their voices, you know, kind of controls the mainstream of things. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So you have, you know, women, girls, and men as well, that come on social media, and they do tend to compare themselves to others.
Yes, they do.
You know, so before we just had the commercials. Mm-hmm. You know, and back in the day, I'm a little bit older than some of y'all. We only had maybe five channels, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, and maybe 32
in Chicago. Yeah.
In Chicago, and then maybe channel 50 came on a little later. You understand what I'm saying? So we didn't have all of those different channels, mm-hmm. And it wasn't that many commercials. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So we even had to compare ourselves to, and it really wasn't even comparing, because you see they glamorize white women all the time, and we only had a select few of black women that we can relate to. But now you have a conglomerate of people all around the world, mm-hmm. that it's give us a whole eye, you know, a whole eye opening to it, to make us to where it compares us. And it really don't have to do too much with nobody say, but it's actually, as you said before, on how you envision yourself. And that comes from the comparison that you do with yourself to others.
And you do it, yeah.
Yeah, and you do it.
Do it.
Yeah, you do it. All right, guys. So, all right. So I want to thank everybody for coming on today. It was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
It was pretty good. I see you guys. Hey, Radical Baby. I see Yoshi. Let's go to Yoshi right here. I want to see what she said. I'll read it. You're beautiful in so many ways. And to be honest, I don't know much from your adult entertainment. Your podcast actually made me think, wow, this is a beautiful woman. And she has a beautiful soul. Thank you so much, Yoshi. You know, and as you say that, I had like an epiphany yesterday. And it was more of understanding what my purpose is in life. And that journey that was given to me, or that I was put on with the adult entertainment, but it wasn't just adult entertainment. It was kind of building me a platform so I can be able to build this on what this is. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because, and I talking to family, I always talk to family members. I counsel different people at different times. And so we do have this conversation where we're talking about spirituality, you know, sexuality, you know, relationship between people. And now I'm not even talking about with men. I'm talking about with your loved ones, from your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, from those things. And it's like even trying to help with trauma in lives that we have. And so I think for me, my soul has always been this beautiful of a thing. You understand what I'm saying? So when so I'm just blessed, and I'm just happy that I do have this outer beauty that I do have, but also that is not where my beauty lies in. My beauty lies in my soul. And I thank you for acknowledging that. You understand that it ain't this, you know what I'm saying, but it's this. You get what I'm saying? But thank you, Yoshi, baby. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate all of that. All right, guys. So it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, here on Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap podcast with Dog Pound Mike.
Yep.
We are ending the show right now. I know we went a little bit over with it, but like I said, every week I will be banging a nice little swimsuit. This will come from the Matte collection. I'm going to go like this a little bit, you know, so y'all can see. I'm going to post pictures up a little later on how it really looks because I don't want to get shut down. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming in on the live. But don't forget, share it, like it, do all of that. But also, not only that, I want you to go over to streaming. Tomorrow it will post up at midnight tonight. And you can go on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all those things, and leave a review, leave a question mark. Again, what I say, go on to the podcast and do those things. You know, why I come to do the live shows right here is because I do love to be very interactive. And I want to hear, you know, I want to be able to learn from you all as well as y'all learning from me, so we can kind of so we can build this bridge, you know, amongst each other. You understand what I'm saying? So as we continue to grow, we can continue to make things better.
There we go.
To make things better. All right, so I want to thank all of you lovely, sexy people. I still got to find a nickname for y'all. I really do. I got to find a nickname. I want to thank my boys, the Elements. I haven't thanked you guys in a while for my theme song. You know, y'all always come and y'all always represent. I want to thank my boy, Dog Pound Mike.
Yep.
You know, you're always here, right here as my second voice. And, you know, we have a very, very good time. So, as I always say, always keep it sexy. Be good to one another and yourselves.
Hey, it's the Goddess Nyomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.
Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationships, cultural differences, and so much more.